All right, people of the internets. Today I'm going to show you something that I get a lot of questions about. It's a very simple process, but if you're not really super familiar with your bike and you're just kind of getting started, it can be kind of a daunting thing to look at, right? You don't want to cut the wrong hose and your bike doesn't run anymore. So today I'm going to show you how to install our U-Core tank. That's a universal coolant overflow reservoir, U-Core. To remove your stock coolant overflow tank and install the TJ Brutal Customs U-Core tank, you're going to need a few very simple tools. To start with, a very tiny, flat blade or standard screwdriver. I get mine for free from the Snap-on guy, but you can pick these up pretty much anywhere. 3/8 drive stubby ratchet, 1/4 drive stubby ratchet, 10mm socket, 10mm deep socket, and a 6-inch extension for the 3/8 ratchet. Also using the old International socket set, it's a Snap-on version of a Crescent wrench, a Husky brand, very affordable, hose cutting tool. Last but not least, it's not a must-have, but it really helps when you're working on bikes. These are hose removal pliers, hose removal tool, whatever. You can pick them up from Lisle, L-I-S-L-E, on Amazon, eBay, wherever. I got these, I think, at a rummage sale in Huntington Beach years ago. First thing we're gonna do is remove the tank. I've already taken care of a bunch of other crap, so we're just gonna pull the tank right off, and you're gonna see the guts. So coming up the front of the bike here, you're gonna see this fancy little thing. That is your radiator cap. Ooh, that's the radiator cap. You're gonna see two hoses coming out of this little thing right here. Got a small one and a large one. The large hose goes right into your radiator. The small one is your overflow. It's gonna come out this way. There's a little junction right here. Comes down, goes right underneath the backbone where it joins up. And if you wanna squeeze over the top here and take a look at this little guy, there's a little hose here. See that hose right there? And goes down that way. And it comes all the way down here and down into the overflow tank. This plastic piece of caca. We're gonna get rid of that today. So using some very simple tools that most of you should have if you're going to embark on this little journey, we're gonna start getting rid of all this crap. Let's do it. All right, this is your coolant filler neck. This is located behind the right side passenger peg, and you may need to remove your side cover to view it. It's got a little cap here, it says coolant on it. We're just gonna undo this 10mm nut behind here. I'm gonna use my really tiny little 1/4 drive. I love this little thing with a 10-inch deep socket. Suck it to me. Once you get it broken loose, you can take your fingers to unscrew it. The brake out of the way. I'm actually going to come over here on this side and unplug the brake switch. Tiny Snap-on screwdriver. One of the most valuable tools in the shop by far. There we go. I'm just going to thread this out through the back. That way it's not in my way. Oh, we're taking care of all this crap. So this little guy is going to come off the post here. Just like that. And now, we're gonna go to the other side of the bike and take a look at that coolant overflow reservoir and get that bitch out of there. On the left-hand side, you're gonna see this little bolt. It's a 10mm, and we're gonna take it out. I'm using an extension with a 10mm socket and another little stubby wrench, just because they're fun, and I get to say stubby. Ta-da! Now, if you come to the outside of the bike on the right, you're gonna see this little tiny hose right here. This little guy, it's held in by a wire loop, which you probably can't see from there, but you can push this up through. It's attached to the coolant tank right here. And if you don't pull this out, it can kind of cause you problems when you're trying to pull the tank out. So now that's free, dangling like this. Let's get rid of all the coolant in there. It might be chocolate syrup, it might be green, might be, who knows, could be chunky even. And I'm not gonna waste time with trying to undo the hose. I'm just gonna get this guy and snip it. Well, it looks like he was overfilled. Definitely lots of coolant in there. Oh yeah, look at all that. A 70-year-old man taking a leak. So this is a really good example of what not to do. You want to have more coolant in your overflow than this. This is unacceptable. So bad. Oh my God. Oh, okay. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, this is the coolant filler neck. I don't need this. And trying to pull that filler up top all the way through down to the bottom is kind of a pain in the ass. So we're gonna snip it. Boop. There you go. And here's the filler neck, which is no longer attached to anything, so it just slides right out like that. So now we have the coolant tank right here, and you can just pull it back out, like so. And now the coolant tank's been removed. The worst part's over. So if you look underneath your seat here, you're gonna see this little bent retainer. You're gonna push that out of the way, and that's gonna let you get this hose up through the top. And you're gonna wanna give it some help down here. Remove this other retainer, or unhook it, I guess I should say. And you can pull this hose through the top. And this can go through underneath the backbone. And you're left with all this, all that good stuff. So, what you can do is take this and stick it through the frame. Ah! I told you guys this was fucking easy. All right, now your hose is oriented underneath the backbone towards the left side of the bike. So this is pretty fucking dirty. Grab an equally as filthy rag to wipe off this filthy hose. Always keep your hose clean. The U-Core tank. It's going to include some hose clamps and 2 brass barb fittings and the U-Core tank itself. You'll notice the top has some tape on it. That's just to protect the aluminum in shipping and while it's being moved from manufacturing into our other warehouse. So you're going to take your hose clamps out of your baggie. Take everything out of the baggie, actually. All that goodness. Yeah. Take the cap off. And get rid of this tape. Look at that. It's a cap with a hole, and a tiny hole. So then you can take your barb fitting, thread one at the top, thread one to the bottom, socket set. And you don't have to crank down these. You don't need T-tape. These aren't a pressurized fitting. You'll notice there is a hole in this cap. That's to equalize the air pressure in the tank. So as your motor gets hot, your engine gets hot, and that coolant expands a little bit, it may need to puke a little extra into this reservoir. Now, as it cools, it may need to draw some of that back in. So how does it draw it back in, you might ask? Glad you asked. So we have all this extra hose here, right? We're gonna thread our cap into the U-Core tank first. Figure out where this bitch is gonna sit. Okay, so I've got my U-Core tank. This is kind of a mock-up. We're gonna put the cap in with our barb fitting. I'm gonna mount my tank right about here. And if I look at the hose, that kind of puts this whole break in the middle. It's a little unsightly, it doesn't look that great. So what I'm gonna do is get rid of this portion and hook this part of the hose up to the radiator cap filler. Thread that through. Now what helps with this is a special set of pliers, hose removal pliers. They actually say hose on one side. Look at that. Oh, so nice. Pull that out of there. This guy's gonna take its place. Little spit. Unfortunately, the pliers are not hose installation pliers. There we go. New hose installed, old hose piece taken off. You can save this or use it as a straw because see, it's convenient. Put it in the cup, you don't have to move your face. Just Recycle, reduce, reuse. Recycle Rex taught me that. Okay, now we have this nice, long, continuous length of hose. I'm gonna go behind my spark plug wire or ignition wire as it is. There we go. Okay, so now get my hose clamps, stick one through the bottom portion of the U-Core tank, thread this behind the frame like so. There we go. And I'm gonna get a nut driver and we're gonna tighten this up a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna do the same with the top. It's nice, these are stainless hose clamps. That cheap Chinese shit. Gonna get this one screwed in a little bit. I like to turn these on the inside a little bit. All right, now we come back to our hose, kind of eyeball where it's gonna sit, and we're gonna clip this off. Rubber hose and metal, two things. You really can't add more back. So it's always good to cut off less than you think you need to cut off. So if I was gonna go really tight with this, cut it here, well, what happens if I just don't like that and decide it doesn't fit right? Well, I can't add the hose back. So either you're gonna have to go down to AutoZone, pick up some more hose, or you can not be a dumbass and just cut off a little less than you think you need to cut off. So that's what we're gonna do. Top quality tools right here, Husky. All right. So now we know we can push this onto our barb fitting. It's not on all the way, yes, I know. But we have plenty of room here, no kinks. You really don't want to kink this hose, very important. If it's kinked or stretched, no bueno. It should be loose and hanging freely, much like your dog. So now that we kind of have our top hose set up, we're gonna unplug that, unscrew the cap, and we're gonna take some more of this hose that we have here. You know what, let's take that bit that we had off the radiator cap originally. Take the little wire thingy off, don't need this crap. We're gonna cut an angle on the bottom of it. Like that. So you don't want a flat cut. Drop that into your U-Core tank. Mark with your finger just a little below the threads. You can use your fingernail. I've made a mark with my fingernail there. I'm gonna go a little bit below that and cut at a 90 degree. This hose goes on the inside. This is gonna go down inside the tank. I didn't use spit that time, maybe I should have. So that's your return line, very important. If you skip this, your cooling system doesn't have the opportunity to draw the coolant back in once it pukes it out. Now we can put this in our U-Core tank, thread it in, a little spit on there. Take your hose, press the hose on all the way. Ta-da! Last but not least, I want to tighten down those hose clamps. Driving nuts. That's what I'm doing. I'm crazy about butts. I'm driving nuts. Solid as a rock. That is how you install a U-Core tank. Now, if you really are picky about the look, like if you look at this hose, this isn't the most beautiful hose I've ever seen, right? If you're really going for looks, go get some new hose. Easy as that. But this is how you get rid of the stock coolant overflow tank and install a U-Core tank, which looks far better than that plastic hunk of shit. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you found this video valuable, make sure and kick your friend in the nuts tonight. Peace.